The Rob Carson Show is presented by Chapter, Medicare Guidance Simplified.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. It's May the 1st. And idiot communist groups around the country are having a big, another one of their stupid temper tantrums. It's not No Kings this time. I'm just going to call it Tard Fest 2026. Tard Fest 2026. You can't say that. Yeah, I just did. You bunch of morons. Up to 600 communist groups and other radical organizations linked to the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party. Oh, my God. All over the country for May Day, which is a Soviet-era holiday for communists. An investigation by the outlet, which is Fox Digital, I guess. $2 billion organizing 3,000 protests and events pushing what the outlet describes as an anti-America agenda. This is your Democrat Party. This is the Democrat Party of the United States of America. They are going communist, which is great because this will make them much easier to kick their butts. Thank you very much. According to the Center for May Day Mobilization, which has expanded from earlier indicators, a network of communist, socialist, Marxist, and other far-left organizations led by chapters of the Democrat Socialists of America. That's Zoran Mandami by the moron Zamkami, and a networks of groups including the People's Forum, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Answer Coalition, and Code Pink, funded by Neville Roy Singham, who I hope will be extradited to America and put on trial and spend the rest of his life in jail. And he, of course, is supported by the Chinese Communist Party. The Communist Party of the United States has rallied workers to rise against MAGA on May Day. Bring it. Bring it. Come on. Promoting leaflets by the People's World, Marxist-Leninist publication, the Revolutionary Communist Party has put out a call to dismantle the capitalist imperialist system, you morons. Oh, my God. The Maoist Communist Union has summoned members to join the anti-imperialist contingent at the New York City protest. Unlike in decades past, the Democrat Party increasingly associating itself with radical elements, organizing through Indivisible, MoveOn.org, the American Federation of Teachers. They need to dissemble that and defund the teachers' unions, by the way. 13 state and local chapters of the Democrat National Committee, as well as the California Democrat Party. The outlet reports protests all over the place, D.C., Chicago. Here's what I'm going to do today. I've got a bullhorn in the back of my Bronco and a 5,000-watt sound system. The tailgate is a subwoofer, and I'm going to drive by these morons blaring YMCA by the Village People. That's what I'm going to do today. How about you? Because honestly, I'm just kind of done with their little temper tantrum. See, we won the election. You spoiled little children, and I got to tell you, I'm about ready to deliver a spanking because I'm kind of getting tired of this absolute nonsense. It's just nonsense. So how about the hell grow up and if you can't win an election, how about shut up? How about that? Let's go ahead and do some good news for a change.
We love to win. Winning, so much winning. It's lots of winning.
Lots of winning.
It's oh so good.
All right, here's some good news. If you were thinking affordability is not affordable to live in, Donald Trump's America, no, actually, it's a lot better than Joe Biden.
When you look at overall inflation for the first year of Trump versus Biden, Biden, overall inflation was up 4.3%.
Yeah.
Higher than Trump, just up 1.6%.
Yeah, the second year went to 9%.
Groceries under Biden in that time, up 3.8%.
Yeah.
With Trump, up 1.3%.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to gas, this is crazy.
What's that?
Biden, up 24.4%. With Trump, it is actually down 5.4%. That is where the biggest difference is. And we heard from the HUD Secretary, Scott Turner, this afternoon. They are racing to cut red tape for construction projects because the belief among officials here is that if housing is the number one place where people are getting killed when it comes to affordability, if people are cutting red tape, able to build more houses and apartments, then the prices will come down.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is we're just going to overwhelm these morons with joy, patriotism, and faith. They have none of those things. They have none of them at all. I'm just kind of done. If I am confronted, I will confront. I am just done. Okay, so here's some more good news. Donald Trump, many of us don't have IRAs through work. Government employees do, though. It's kind of interesting. You can go to Congress, be in Congress a couple of years, and you're taken care of for life. Meanwhile, you and I got to scrape and try to save some money after all the damn taxes and regulation we have to pay over our entire lifetimes. And then when we finally do retire, we get a pittance from Social Security, which is a joke, right? And a lot of it's like in broadcasting. Okay, in broadcasting, let me just explain something to you. No 401ks in broadcasting, because every company that I've ever worked for until now has at one point gone bankrupt. Every radio company I have worked for has gone bankrupt. So if you think you're going to get a pension from Cumulus, or you think you're going to get a pension from, what was it, Clear Channel, they don't exist anymore, or, Citadel, which, Fareed Foolman ran for a couple years into the ground. You don't get a pension when you're in radio. But Donald Trump's doing it so you and I can get the same kind of pension that government employees get.
Beginning at the start of next year, every American will be able to go to TrumpIRA.gov and open a new low-cost IRA.
You can also go to TrumpRx.com and save a lot of money on your drugs.
Account, you'll then be able to access the same.
This is a president who's doing more than any president in the history of the country to reform this government, make our lives better, make America stronger. There's no doubt about it. Suck it, commies.
Type of retirement accounts that federal employees enjoy through the thrift savings plans,
which are
incredible. As part of the Federal Savers Match Program, low-income Americans will be eligible to receive up to $1,000 per year.
This is the semi-privatization of Social Security we've dreamed about. They're doing these accounts for your kids. So by the time your kids are 30 years old, they'll have $500,000 that they can, have maybe pay off some student debt, maybe buy a house and whatnot, right? Yeah, this is the kind of things that Donald Trump is doing. Again, did I say suck it, commies? Yeah, suck it, commies.
In matching funds deposited directly into their accounts. It's a great thing. For millions of Americans who lack employer-sponsored plans, this will be really revolutionary because they'll be covered. Nobody thought that was possible. For example, if a 25-year-old who is eligible for a Savers Match program invests just $165 a month under the matching federal contributions, they will have an estimated $465,000 in their account by the time they're 65.
Wow, that is just amazing. And Joe Biden literally pooped his own pants almost every single day. And he was on vacation 40% of the time until he was removed from the ticket, and then he was on vacation 60% of the time. Here's the president.
Supreme Court just ruled for me. Injunctions now a history. The market just hit an all-time high.
Yeah, we just won in the SCOTUS.
Told NATO they must be fair. They've got to pay a bigger share. I caught CNN and another lie.
Survived another assassination.
I made a trade deal with China. Yes, it was quite a tremendous week. I have a question that I'd like to ask you. Your answer is something I seek.
What is it?
How do you like me now?
I love ya.
How do you like me now? Now that I'm on a roll, I'm sure that I'll be surging in each and every poll. Brokered a ceasefire. People ask me how. Look at what we've done. How do you like me now?
Yeah, I love it. Love.
How do you like me now?
Spectacular. That is Jim Gossett, of course, on a Friday. And again, these morons are going to be out marching around, stomping around, they're all bought and paid for. They're literally, the teachers' unions are letting kids out of school. If I had a kid in school and they sent my kid to a May Day protest today for communists, I'd be having a little what for with the principal at the damn school, and I would be at the next school board meeting to raise a little hell. This is utterly ridiculous. And again, they got their asses handed to them in 2024. and they just can't stand it anymore. And so now that they're losing everywhere and they're not able to steal elections, and dead people and the illegals are being taken off of ballots, and there's no longer any race-based gerrymandering. There's mail-in ballots are going to be more secure now. All of these things, what's the Democrat Party going to do? They're going to go even further left, and they're going to become violent. But here's the deal. We are better armed than them intellectually and physically. And, of course, we would only be physically well armed if they were to attack us. And I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it at this point. We're in our 250th year of the country, and I've said to you that I'm not going to live in darkness anymore. Not going to live in darkness anymore. I'm not going to have these negative people tell me how much my country sucks. Tell me how much these idiots who were marching today want to bring back communism and Marxism that left hundreds of millions of people in body pits last century, brought abject poverty and imprisonment throughout the world for a century at least. And if they want to bed down with the devil, then by God, we'll kick the devil's ass. How's that sound? I think it sounds pretty good. Yeah. All right, so here's the number, 800-922-6680. Coming up, something you will not believe. You will not believe about Minnesota fraud under Tim Walz. It is, you better wrap some duct tape around your head because it might explode. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
More than once, I heard an owner or employee respond when we asked where they first learned about the daycare scam. They would say they had first heard about it while in the refugee camp in Kenya.
What?
These individuals told us that they had heard you could run the scam in a number of different states, but it was easiest and you could make the most money doing it in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Wow.
Oh, boy. Tonight's Red Hot video is a whistleblower on the fraud in Minnesota revealing how Somali refugees chose to settle in the state.
There's a report on Newsmax, The Right Squad. Thank you very much.
Because they knew how easy it was to commit child care fraud or chilled care fraud. I don't know. Jay Swanson, a former state trooper who became an...
That is fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. So they learned about fraud in Minnesota in sub-Saharan Africa so they could come over and take advantage of it. They were rolling out the red carpet in Minnesota to the dregs of the world to come and defraud. I mean, literally, they're responding to an ad for fraudulent, doing fraudulent things to a government. That's what we responded to. Not exactly the best and brightest. Not exactly the best and brightest. I mean, I got to tell you, this is fun. I so want Tim Volz to go to prison. I so want Keith Ellison to go to prison and Ilhan Omar to be booted out of the country, denaturalized, deported, in poverty back to Somalia, the meth lab trailer park of the world. I want Gavin Newsom to be arrested and indicted. I want all of these Democrat politicians who knew exactly what the hell was going on, to the tune of trillions of dollars nationally, in states across the country. There have to be massive indictments.
This is like the arsonist trying to claim credit for the work of the fire department.
This is J.D. Vance talking about Tim Volz. Tim Volz is suddenly wanting to cooperate with federal agencies as they're raiding these leering centers that he knew existed.
This is like the arsonist trying to claim credit for the work of the fire department, because Tim Walz let this fraud happen under his watch.
He did.
Whether he was complicit in it directly himself or just turned to
his assistant in his office knew about this. Okay, and you suppose you didn't tell the governor? And he didn't tell about the hundreds of whistleblowers who came forward who had their lives destroyed, who lost their jobs or were demoted when they reported the fraud.
Blind eye towards it. We really did not get much help.
By the way, Keith Ellison was a partner with Ilhan Omar's husband in his fraudulent ventures.
At all from the governor's office. I think there's sort of a good news, bad news situation in that, Will, which, the good news is that we're stopping the fraud that's happening against the American taxpayer. The bad news is that my own children will never be able to attend school at the Quality Leering Center. So, you got to take the balance, the good with the bad. But fundamentally, what we're able to do is make sure that this fraud is stopping, that the American taxpayer is not being stolen from anymore.
Yeah, they looted the Treasury to the tune of trillions of dollars while you and I suffered. You and I had to work 2 or 3 jobs. You and I used to be able to fill up a grocery cart at Walmart for $250. Now you can cover the bottom of the grocery cart. I swear to God. Oh, there's got to be some hell to pay. And I'm not talking about that thing on Joe Biden's head. That is a hell to pay for sure. But this is completely different. Here is Dr. Oz. They're going to start taking money away from Minnesota.
Let me walk you through what's happening in Minnesota, because at its core, this is about protecting patients and respecting taxpayers. We've notified Governor Walz and state leaders that CMS is deferring an additional $91.
Oh, can you hear the sphincters tightening across the state of Minnesota, the land of 10,000 sphincters?
$million in federal Medicaid funding. That's not a step we take lightly, but it's a necessary one. Here's the issue. Minnesota state-run programs have raised serious red flags from the so-called Leering
California to $500 billion
Center scandal to a recent Department of Justice raid tied to child care building concerns. And don't forget how fraud tourists from other states...
Oddly enough, in most public schools in Democrat-run inner cities, you'd be better off going to the Leering Center.
...took advantage of Minnesota's weak enforcement to allegedly use AI to fabricate records and steal another $3.5 million.
Wow.
These aren't isolated problems. They suggest deeper vulnerabilities in how funds may be managed. At CMS, our responsibility is clear. The federal government covers more than half of Medicaid costs, which means we have both the authority and the duty to make sure these dollars are used properly.
And it's about damn time. And like I said, I mean, people are going to have to go to jail. They're going to have to go to jail. Brooke Rollins is our Secretary of Agriculture, by the way. And did you realize that they found 500,000 people getting more than one federal welfare benefit illegally, including 244,000 dead people?
The governor in America is saying fraud and abuse in the SNAP program, the food stamp program, will end. And please be our partner in this.
Wow.
29 states responded. All but 2 were, of course, red states, Republican governors.
Yeah, the Democrat states are the most corrupt because they're buying votes with our money.
Governors, and they said, yes, we are in. And within that data dump, billions of pieces of data that we're now sharing with the states, we found 500,000 people getting more than one benefit illegally.
Wow.
We found 244,000 dead people. Laura, this is just the red states.
Wow.
In that time, we have now arrested, it's just the red states, we have now arrested 895 different people in the last year for illegally
let's see the politicians do it next.
Using the food stamp system.
Jail.
And now, of course, we're talking about what is happening with that money. So we're making a lot of progress. Of course, the blue states are suing us to say that they don't have to share that data. But
they also don't want to share their voter rolls, you see, because that's how they've gotten elected.
Corruption is absolutely astounding. The vice president has now leaned in with his fraud task force. We are now on supercharged. Not that we weren't before, but now we're really on.
The Democrat Party is the world's largest organized crime family to the tune of trillions of dollars. La Cosa Nostra is going, damn, and we had to sell cocaine. I mean, what the hell, really? We had to shake down people for protection money. All we needed to do was open a Leering Center. What the hell? Guido, why didn't you tell me? Hey, why didn't you tell me about this, Guido? All we needed to do was go to Minnesota and open up a layering center, or go out there and open one of those places that people go to die, and just grab somebody's ID and just say that they got a terminal disease. You know what I'm saying? We don't even need to whack people. We don't even need to whack them. We don't need to, put them in concrete shoes and throw them off the end of a pier. All we needed to do was become a Democrat. Oh, it's so glorious. It's just so glorious. I love it. Heads have got to roll. By the way, this fall, October 25th through the 29th, if you haven't signed up for the trip, I would encourage you to do so. Come with me, 5 days, 4 nights, luxury accommodations downtown, meals, ground transportation, guides, gratuities, the whole deal. Space is limited. Travelwithrob.net. If you haven't done it, do that this weekend, okay? We have some space available. The reflective pool is going to be redone. Everything's going to be beautiful. It's going to be spotless here, and you're going to have the time of your life. I guarantee it. Trust me on this. I will be the greatest tour guide in the history of mankind, and we are going to have a blast. Travelwithrob.net, travelwithrob.net, or 800-383-3131, 800-383-3131. Let's take a break and come back. It's a Friday on the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Carson. I just got a ghost bed. Yeah, no, pay attention here, because I've been sleeping on a foam mattress since I moved to the Washington, D.C. area, which is like sleeping on the sponge in your sink. Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. Their beds are serious health equipment. Beds designed for relief and recovery, not looks, not fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort. I have been sleeping past 7 in the morning on my Ghost Bed. It's unbelievable. If you wake up stiff, you toss and turn, if you sleep hot, even reaching for a pain reliever before bed, hoping tonight will be different, that's not aging. It's your mattress talking. Another great thing I love about Ghost Bed, you get 101 nights to try it at home. If you don't like the difference, you can send it back risk-free. Ghost Bed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. You are going to love your new Ghost Bed.
Two girls that Swalwell groped before. They say there's 50, maybe more. It's a sordid tale. Eric should be in jail for all the girls he groped before. It finally forced his resignation. He left the Congress in disgrace. And now we have an explanation why female staffers carried mace. To all the girls that he attacked, and to the women who fought back, Swalwell needs to pay. Arrest Eric today for all the girls that he attacked. To all the years that he should serve, a prison stay he does deserve.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat-wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Mom Donnie, a socialist. Mom Donnie, a communist. He's a fan of the muss. His win will be New York's loss. He's an extremist, you bet, as New York's gonna get taxed like never before. When Mom Donnie is done, the city will run every grocery store. He'll defund the police and crime will increase as the murder rate begins to soar. Mom Donnie, anti-Jew, he despises Netanyahu. It is really a sin. New Yorkers vote.
Election.
No! No! Why?
It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's the Rob Carson Show.
It is the Rob Carson Show. It's Friday, kids. It's Friday. I'm going to a concert tonight by myself. Oh, my God. I'm actually looking forward to it. I couldn't get a date tonight for a number of different reasons. One of the reasons is I'm going to this venue, and I'm going to be staying overnight. And, you know, you can't just ask a day, hey, you want to go to a concert and then spend a night at a hotel? So I'm going. I said, you know what? I thought about canceling, and I said, you know what? Screw that. All I do in my life is I come here, I do the show, I go home, I go to the gym, I go to the grocery store, and that's about my life. It's pretty, and I go to King Street. Don't get me wrong, I love King Street. I go up there, which is nearby. There was a tall ship there. Look at my social media. I'll be posting pictures of this glorious tall ship. There's a lot of tall ships going to Norfolk for the 250th birth of our nation, and so it's going to be, and it's, man, things I'm going to, as soon as I leave this studio, I'm going to walk down there and see that ship. I can't wait to see that ship. It's going to be amazing. So But I'm going to a concert by myself tonight, and I don't even care. Now I understand, when how Stella got her groove back. You got that movie, Stella got her groove back. Carson's getting his groove back. Yeah. It's very lonely groove, but yeah, it is. Oh, I got news. We sold the house in Kansas City today. That was kind of interesting. Kind of bittersweet, A relationship that had started in 1993. The divorce ended, about a little less than a year ago. And then the home is now sold. Yeah, it's a relief. I wish her the very best and happiness, 100%. Because I just don't have time to live in misery. No, you shouldn't either. Let these awful people on the left try to drag you into the pits of hell with them. Not going to go. Here's something kind of fun from Tim Roots, the governor of the state of Minnesota. In the Democrat Party, you can fail your way to success. Like Gavin Newsom is a terrible governor who's driven the state into the pits of hell. But he's a presidential candidate. Tim Roots. Reading proficiency dropped 49%. Math proficiency down 45%. See, these Leering centers aren't teaching anybody. National education ranking from number 6 to number 19, the state of Minnesota. 50% increase in unemployment in Minnesota. $6,000 decrease in median income in Minnesota. At least $9 billion, now probably like closer to $20 or $30 billion in fraud. Let me see what else here. 48,000 people have left Minnesota. They are. That's the net outbound population. People are not moving to Minnesota. Violent crime rate up 20%. There you go. That's how you fail your way to success as a Democrat in our country. It's really quite laughable, and they're freaking out right now. And the Democrat Party is going to get even more violent because they lost their race gerrymandering case with the Supreme Court, and they are just freaking the hell out.
Democrats are panicking because this ruling strikes at the heart of their agenda. And when you can't sort voters by race, you actually have to start persuading them with policies.
What? They are doing everything they can, it appears, to artificially give Donald Trump a Republican majority in the Congress and in the Senate, which, of course, he's at risk of losing because his presidency has been a disaster.
And what you see southern states...
It hasn't at all. It's been pretty kick-ass, actually. He closed the border. You guys had it wide open, and people were getting raped and murdered and trafficked and all of that. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff, too.
Openly talking about doing now is eliminating black representation.
They want to be able to create the kind of Viktor Orban democracy-proof Duma that Russia has, that Venezuela had, that Hungary has. And you do that by getting rid of anyone who can disagree with you.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Democrat Party is mobilizing today for May Day with the Democrat Socialists of America, People's Forum, Party for Socialism, Answer Coalition, Code Pink, Marxist, Leninist, Revolutionary Communist Party. I can go on and on. Yeah. Good luck with that, because we aren't going to be ruled. Just want you to know we're not going to be ruled. No. They tried doing that way back about 1776, and we said, no, we're not going to do that. Here's the thing about all these Democrat districts. I mentioned this yesterday. All these Democrat districts that have lived in absolute poverty for 65 years since LBJ, and LBJ was a massive racist. Here's what's common about your Democrat voting districts in America's inner cities. You ready for it? Here's what your representation is getting you. Poverty, crime, dependency, and resentment. There you go. And now you know what they're doing? They're attempting to bribe you by saying they're going to give you reparations. But you see, that's never going to happen. They're just promising it. That's the last card in their hands. That's it. Here's Jesse Waters echoing exactly what I've been saying.
We just found out that Democrats have been manufacturing racism. Yeah. The SPLC was financing the Klan. And
the Southern Poverty Law Center actually paying the Klan to create incidences of racism because the racism is effectively it doesn't exist in the country. There's no institutional racism like they claim there was for the last 12 years.
Raising money from it because the race card's all they have. But the Trump Justice Department just exposed it. Ever since the Golden Escalator, the Trump administration, along with the High Court, have been systematically dismantling the corrupt pillars that keep Democrats in power.
Yeah.
The deep state.
This is why they're going nuts. This is why they're getting violence. This is why they're doing these idiotic protests today, and the No Kings, and Elon Musk is a Nazi, and all these idiotic things. They're throwing a temper tantrum because they know the party's over and their party is dying.
DEI, unchecked immigration, USAID, welfare fraud, censorship, lawfare. The Democrats are running out of moves, and they know it.
And now we're at a point where affirmative action is gone, diversity is gone.
You know, a few years ago, Hakeem Jeffries said that there was no DEI and CRT. It didn't exist.
Equity gone. Inclusion gone. Racial tolerance gone.
No, not at all. No.
The Voting Rights Act largely gone.
No.
But guess what, extremists?
What?
We're still here.
Send out the hounds. Round up those people of color. Round them up. They're trying to escape the Democrat thought plantation. Oh, it's so glorious. And then there's the fraud feces hitting the fan, as I like to say. The feces hit the fan. Fan meet feces. Feces meet fan. Here you go.
Planned Parenthood got $90 million in PPP loans.
Yeah,
$90 million.
Yeah.
The Trump team says
that was a massive. By the way, all the COVID funding and all that made bought and paid for virus. They increased the size of the federal budget by 40%, and then they just looted it. They looted it to all their buddies.
They weren't supposed to get that money, and Biden's people just forgave the loans and then tried to cover it up. Senator Ernst says they wrote emails and code to hide their moves.
Wow.
Instead of writing Planned Parenthood, they'd write Benghazi.
Oh.
So if you FOIA'd, you couldn't find it.
Wow.
This is how Democrats buy loyalty with their base.
Wow.
Pay off liberal groups with your tax dollars, then those groups donate back to Democrats. See how that works? Everyone's getting rich off your money. Yep. A new report shows thousands of people on food stamps drive luxury cars.
Yeah.
We're talking Ferraris, Lambos, Maseratis, Bentleys, everything.
Yeah.
Those days are gone. Yeah. Democrats are on the run. JD's team, he's on the hunt. And now we're hearing Nick Shirley teaming up with Big Ball. The fraud files, we're just getting started too.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. The Democrats are dying like movie vampires. They're going to throw Mayday temper tantrum. They're going to march around and stomp their feet. They're standing on the edge of hell. Just give them a little shove. Just a little shove. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. If you are on Medicare or about to be, you could be overpaying right now and never know it. Here's why. Millions of seniors are in a plan that doesn't fit their needs. Because Medicare is complicated, many brokers just steer people into plans that pay them the most. That's absurd. That is so absurd, I decided to write a little slogan for it. Medicare sure ain't fair, and choosing a plan is a bear. Pick a plan with a broker if you dare, and you might end up with a scare. Okay, listen, it's a little rough. You need to know about Chapter. They're the only national advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. With Chapter, you'll see what a plan actually costs when you need it, not just the $0 some plans advertise. Your doctors are covered and your prescriptions are too. You'll have confidence you have the coverage you need. A call with Chapter is free, takes about 20 minutes. If you're turning 65 or already on Medicare, call 27 Medicare. Again, that's 27 MEDICARE. Call 27 Medicare today. because they rely on people who are dependent on them. And they promise them all sorts of stuff, and they're just failing to deliver, and now they're just off the rails. Here's Rob Schmidt.
What really happened yesterday, and they all know this, by the way, is that the black vote became a lot less valuable to the Democrat Party, which has depended on it for the last 60 years.
Yeah.
Racial gerrymandering is part of a grift that we've been watching for far too long. Democrats manufacturing race issues, pushing victimhood, poisoning the culture, keep them down, keep them victims, trading their souls for government freebies. That's how that party has operated for a very long time.
And don't forget that in America's inner cities that are run by Democrats, there generally is a Planned Parenthood on a street named after a civil rights leader. There's one on, I believe it was on Malcolm X Boulevard in Cincinnati, and then there was one in Kansas City. I'm trying to remember the guy who it was, but yeah, that's what they do.
And in this country, black conservatives who speak out against this are called Uncle Toms.
Yeah.
Well, the real Uncle Toms are black Democrats getting rich in Washington off the machine that has decimated black culture since LBJ put in place the machinations that destroyed their community.
Great society.
Listen to the Democrat Congressional Black Caucus feel the rage as the scam ends.
Yeah, these are the movie vampires dying right here.
This fight is not just about black America. It is about the future of American democracy itself.
Obviously, this ruling today has a devastating blow to our democracy.
Affirmative action is gone. Diversity is gone.
Okay, whatever, sure.
Equity gone.
Blah, 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 blah.
Inclusion gone.
Your chance of winning
Racial
gone.
tolerance gone.
You guys losing.
The Voting Rights Act largely gone.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what, extremists?
What?
We're still here.
Yeah,
and we're not going anywhere.
You're there, but you're completely neutered. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Louisiana delaying the House primaries that were scheduled for May 16th to give lawmakers time to redraw congressional maps there after the Supreme Court struck down the current district lines in a decision with far-reaching consequences for control of Congress in 2026 and beyond. So the Democrat Party is going to have to start having a platform and doing, performing for people and not just looting our treasury for their pet projects and paying their friends off, Because that's really what it's been for a very long time. And I'm glad we know this now, by the way. I'm really glad we know this. Hakeem Jeffries is, of course, threatening the Supreme Court. Literally yesterday, he called out the Supreme Court, said it's an illegitimate court. Donald Trump said he should withdraw the statement immediately. No, they're going to get more violent. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And that's fine because we're better armed physically and intellectually, and we will respond to defend our republic. In deep state California, GOP-backed voter ID proposal makes the ballot. Oh, my God, they're going to vote on voter ID, the thing that all of us want, most of us want, 76% of Democrats want, 95% of Republicans want, maybe more than that. And they're going to have to vote on it now, and they're not going to be able to steal it like they've been stealing in California. They'll try, don't get me wrong, they'll try. Republican-backed proposal California create new voter identification requirements and citizenship audits is set to appear on the ballot in November. You see, because one of the rights of being a citizen is voting, and if you're not a citizen, you don't have any rights. You don't have any rights as a non-citizen. Sorry. Proposal would require voters to bring identification to the polls, provide an ID number when voting by mail. It would also require local officials to regularly check voter rolls to help ensure that only U.S. citizens are registered. Of course, this is racist and sexist. You figure it out. Secretary of State Shirley Weber said Friday that in a petition to put the measure on the ballot under state, it cleared the threshold, 875,000 signatures. Here's Alex Padilla explaining why it's such a bad thing to prove who you are, to put your name on a ballot and vote.
Donald Trump and the Republican Party desperate to hold on to power.
See, they always start on with how bad the administration is doing. It's doing terribly, which is a lie. It's doing terribly, and so they're desperate. No, you guys are the desperate ones. You're projecting on us.
November, because their record has been so bad, their only hope is to rig the elections. That's why they're doing this.
Sure.
But there is this effort in California that is focused more on voter ID.
Yeah.
What is wrong with the concept if I show up to vote at my polling place, that I have to show an ID? When I have to show an
That is so racist and sexist, you white supremacist.
ID to buy alcohol, I have to show
You hate women.
an ID to get on a plane.
And you really hate black black women.
Show an ID through so many aspects of my life. What's wrong with showing an ID?
Yeah,
well, again, I go back to it's a solution in search of a problem. In California, our elections are safe. They are secure. We want to keep them as
But would this make it
accessible
safer?
as possible.
No, they are not. They're not one little bit. They are absolutely not. And we're discovering that, and we're going to discover. You see, the reason why he says that is when there are vote theft and whatnot in California, they don't investigate it. So that's why he says it doesn't exist. They don't. The AG, everybody in the state is told, you do not investigate instances of voter fraud, no matter how pervasive. That's going to change when Steve Hilton becomes the governor. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hi, kids. How are you? You know, it's kind of funny. Earlier today, I mentioned that I'm going to a concert. And I bought 2 tickets to this artist. A couple months ago, I discovered her. And I bought 2 tickets just in case I got a date, right? And don't have a date. Whatever. I wasn't really trying to find a date, to be quite honest. And then, like, this morning, this other possibility of a date didn't happen. So I thought I was just going to cancel it. And you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to go by myself. I'm going to have a great time. I got a hotel, and I'm going to stay by myself. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. I wish you guys could join me. I do. I really do. It's going to be it's going to be a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to getting away this weekend. I do a lot of work here. I know I make it look easy, but God dang it, it's hard. There are times it's like, oh my God, it's so hard. But anyway, I want to say hi to all you guys who are watching. Sportech daughter. My daughter's not here yet. She will be. She will be. And my son, too, coming to visit. And then he's going to drop her off, and then she's going to stay all summer, and he's going to go back to Kansas City. Hello, Carrie Corley. Hello, Mo M167. What's going on? What's going on? How are you? Look at all you guys, Scott Davies and Mickey Hastings over on YouTube. Are you going to come and visit me in the fall? Come on, people. It's not sold out yet. It's not sold out yet. So get your butts out here and see me, or I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to harangue you for the rest of your lives if you don't come out and see me this fall for the trip. I will find you. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. TV show is this weekend, by the way. And it's a good one. Oh, it's a good one. All right. I got to talk. So my TV show is called Rob Carson's What in the World. It's this weekend on Newsmax, every weekend on Newsmax. We run it twice, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. I know it doesn't make any sense. It should be on Saturday night, but that's cool. We're working on it. So 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Newsmax, and then Sunday night at 8:30 following Dr. Michael Savage. One of the reasons being Michael Savage loves my show. He loves the TV show. Rob Carson's What in the World. Donald Trump loves my TV show. Says I'm the funniest guy on television. This weekend, there is a spit take that you're going to, if you have anything in the mouth or even popcorn, you're going to spit it because it is funny. I watched it. And I normally, I have a hate relationship with myself. So when I watch myself on television, I was like, oh, good. Yeah, great. Look at that waddle under your chin. Oh, my God, you look like crap. But I laughed out loud. This weekend. And I hope you'll get a chance to watch it. You might want to get the Newsmax app, which is always good. There are other things you can do. You can go to newsmaxtv.com for listings. You can watch on YouTube TV, which is what I do. I enjoy that a lot. So you ought to check out the show. The Democrat Party is so desperate for candidates, they are willing to vote for a neo-Nazi. Graham Plattner is this despicable human being in Maine, and he's going to be running against Susan Collins as a Democrat. And he's online talking about how he's going to impeach Donald Trump, and everybody in the Trump administration is going to go to jail. He's a he's a very dark soul. I'm just going to tell you, he's a very dark soul. But the Democrats are cool. If they think he can win, they will elect the devil himself. And in this case, it's true. Here's Chris Van Hollen, who made out with a Trinidad Aragua gang member. No, he was MS-13 gang member over a margarita in El Salvador. Didn't that happen? I think it happened. But here he is defending the indefensible.
The dude has not had a Nazi tattoo. I mean, let's be clear about what's going on here. I mean, how do you... He
had a Nazi tattoo.
View that? I mean,
full-blown official Nazi skull and crossbones tattoo.
It seems to be at least somewhat disqualifying in traditional.
Certainly historical. So look, I mean, let's take a couple issues, including the comments he's made in the past. I mean, he's been very clear that he went into combat on behalf of the United States. He went through a really rough period. Yeah. PTSD type.
Yeah, everybody who has PTSD becomes a Nazi, right? I mean, who hasn't become a Nazi because of PTSD?
Period. And he has himself said there are lots of things he's done and said that he completely regrets. Yep. And I do believe people should have second chances and that people can learn from their mistakes.
Wow. The Republicans rejected David Duke. And David Duke was nothing compared to this creep. My God, unbelievable. Democrats are also caterwauling about they want the War Powers Act because the 60-day deadline is passed in Iran. They never did that with Bill Clinton and Barack Obama after years of military actions unapproved by Congress. So it's just noise. It's noise going along with these May Day protests around the country. It's all a bunch of noise. All a bunch of noise. We got a bunch of stuff. Oh, my gosh. An unbelievable discovery in the Appalachian Mountains that's going to make a lot of people rich and bring a lot of money into those areas. Also, Pete Hegseth grilled on Capitol Hill yesterday, and he gave the Democrats what for big time. That's coming up with Mary Walters. Don't go anywhere.
show in America, on air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday, May the 1st, and the left is throwing a temper tantrum around the country. It literally, they have the Democrat Party embracing communism, Marxism, Maoism, wholesale. They're going to be stomping their feet and marching around. I would encourage you to roll down your windows and play YMCA as loud as you can over your speakers. I mean this 100%. 100%. Do it. Play YMCA and overwhelm them with joy and patriotism. It's like garlic to vampires with the left. So there's that. Yeah, that's their big thing. This is the latest. With no kings, you know, and Elon Musk was a Nazi. And I mean, honestly, just shut up. Just shut up. Todd Blanche pushed prosecutors to pursue Jim Comey after the Instagram assassination threat. Pam Bondi had put it on ice. This is a very serious thing. You had a man who does know better, not should have known better, does know better. The former head of the FBI, he's an adult, and he posted an online threat for the life of the President of the United States. That is gigantic. If he would have gone online and spelled kill Donald Trump in seashells, does that make a difference? He did. He said 8647. It's a mob term. Drive them 86 miles out of town and put them 6 feet under. That's what it is. 8 miles out of town, 6 feet under. 86 them. That's what it means. Everybody knows this. He knew it. It was a veiled threat. He was trying to be cute, and this could cost him his bloody freedom. I hope it does. I really do. I really do. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche pushed prosecutors to pursue the Comey, Trump, and Instagram assassination threat. Maybe this will put to bed a lot of these threats. Blue Sky is a poisonous cesspool of violence and awfulness. And they ought to investigate Blue Sky, by the way. Bondi reportedly put the case on the back burner. Blanche revived it and urged prosecutors to pursue charges. Count one, knowingly and willfully making a threat to take the life and inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States. That happened. Count two, knowingly and willfully did transmit in interstate and foreign commerce a communication that contained the threat to kill President Donald Trump. U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of North Carolina, Ellis Boyle, delivered remarks on the 2-count indictment returning by the grand jury on Tuesday. A report earlier in the week asked Todd Blanche why it took nearly a year to bring the charges against Comey, and here is Todd Blanche's reaction.
You know, there should be no doubt you cannot threaten the life of the President of the United States. Can't do it, okay? And so beyond that, I'm not going to comment. We've had an indictment returned by a grand jury in North Carolina. Yeah. I think my understanding is Mr. Comey appeared in court in Virginia today. I'm not sure the schedule.
Adult time or adult crime? Adult time.
Will be on that. I haven't caught up to folks about that. Yep. But he will be given every single right, every single opportunity to defend his case in court. And the U.S. Attorney's Office should be given every single right to do exactly what they have a right to do as well.
There you go. That is from Breitbart. Thank you very much. Then Acting Attorney General, President Trump fired Pam Bondi, named Todd Blanche as the acting replacement. By the way, I met Todd on, was it Monday? Tuesday this week. I met so many people this week. Holy hell. I met Todd Blanche. Let me see. No, Tuesday I met Kevin O'Leary and Ashley Davis at the Kennedy Center. I hosted an event at the Kennedy Center, so you can see the video on all my social media. I hosted an event at the Kennedy Center. It was pretty damn good, actually. I'm kind of proud. I want to lose some weight. I'm not happy with the way I look, but I did a great job. And then I go to this book signing with Elise Stefanik, and the first person I see there is Todd Blanche. And I wanted to walk up and just give him a big damn hug, but I walked up to him. I said, Mr. Blanche, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you. That's what I did. And he's like, okay, security, could we just get some help over here just real quick? Right? No, actually, it was very cordial. It was wonderful. And I stood there and I watched him talk to Elise Stefanik and everything. But anyway, and who else did I meet? Julie Kelly that night. Mike Davis, my buddy Mike Davis from Article 3 Project. Met him there. Let's see, who else? There were a whole bunch of people I met there. It was kind of fun. kind of fun. But anyway, then Attorney General Bondi had pushed her team to keep pursuing the Virginia-based charges against Comey for lying to Congress, concluded that case was significantly stronger than potential charges against him for threatening to kill the president. The threat case appeared to have been largely put on definite hold a few months after May of 2025. Late March, Bondi was fired. Justice Department aides were urging that they delay charging Comey on the presidential threat and wait until the Senate confirmation, blah, 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 blah. And Blanche said, "No, we're going to get him. We're going to go after him because you know what? We're going to take this seriously." And it didn't help that somebody tried to kill Donald Trump again Saturday night. So there's that. So as far as I'm concerned, you know what? Bye-bye. This is something from Jim Gossett on the Rob Carson Show. Come on.
Everyone considered him a coward named Jim Comey. When he got in trouble, Jim blamed his own wife.
He did. He blamed his wife.
Comey's post on Instagram pushed for assassination.
Wow.
Should put him in prison for 20 years to life.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Indict him today and send Jim Comey away. Endangering Trump was Comey's plan. Placing the blame on his wife, it is so lame.
Yeah, sad.
Watch him try to weasel if he can. Comey, you will never be a man. Everyone considered him a coward named Jim Comey.
So Jim Comey knew what 8647 meant. It meant kill the president. He posted, he tried to be cute and everything. And this man, I tell you what, he also has gone online and sang Taylor Swift songs, okay? He's a man-child, and he's in a whole hell of a lot of hot water. Here he is blaming his wife because he realized he'd stepped in it big time. He realized that, oh boy, there are people who are in charge of the FBI who are actually going to go after people who do threats like this. So he decides to blame his wife for it on Colbert.
Here, but is this Instagram?
Instagram,
Yeah, and by the way, this is Stephen Colbert playing clueless. This is a setup, like when Eric Swalwell announced he was going to be the governor. It's a setup. It's all set up. This was meant to clear his name, to make light of a very serious situation. It's like, hey, Steve, could you have me? Or hey, Steve, could you have me on the show tonight? We gotta mop this thing up.
You were walking down the beach. What happened? You were walking down the beach. And you saw this on the beach?
Yeah, my wife and I, Patrice, were walking on the beach and saw those numbers in shells on the beach.
Sure you did. Sure you just saw them there. You didn't arrange those shells that way. They were just right there.
You didn't do this. Somebody else did this.
Yeah, somebody else did it. We were on a
Yeah, there's Stephen Colbert. You didn't do this, right? No, somebody must have else done that, right?
walk preparing for this week, the rollout of my book.
Yep.
She looked at it and said, why'd someone put their address in the sand?
All right.
Oh, sure. His wife said, that house number 8647. What's that all about?
And then we stood at it, trying to figure out what it was, and she'd long been...
You knew what it was, you moron. You knew exactly what it was because everybody is posting it. The reason why you posted it is because everybody is posting the same thing.
Been a server in restaurants, and she said, you know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I think it's a reference to restaurants when you would 86 something in a restaurant.
No,
right, it's off the
menu. That's an absolute lie.
I said,
no, it's a mob term for killing somebody.
No, I remember as a kid, you'd say 86 to get out of a place. This place stinks, let's 86 it.
Right, I was a bartender. You would 86 a customer.
I like that Stephen Colbert has a bartender story, just conveniently locked and loaded.
They were getting drunk. Like, let's 86 them. Let's give them a low-proof alcohol or something like that. Yeah.
And so I said, I think it's a clever political message. And she said, you should take a picture of it. I said, sure. And then she said, you should Instagram that. And boom.
Yeah, your wife did it. Oh, my God, what a little coward you are. Oh, my God, what a coward. What kind of a man does that to his wife? My God in heaven, holy hell. I mean, I did a lot of things that weren't particularly proud of, mostly being drunk and depressed, But, man, I never did something like that. Having her take the heat for a death threat against the President of the United States. That's gonna make the. You're gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight, there, Jimmy boy. Oh, there you go. So we've got he's in a lot of trouble. On the way, I got some great audio from Pete Hegseth being attacked, and there was something absolutely despicable said by a congressman about his Christian faith. And it'll give you an idea of the dark forces of the Democrat Party. And those who right now are arguing they want the Iran conflict ended because they don't want Donald Trump to be victorious. So they want to end it right now. It's not going to work. Thought you should know. There are supply constraints on commodities. Prices surge. You see this all the time. It happens when there's a drought and the price of wheat or corn or whatever will grow, etc. If there's a freeze in Florida and the orange groves and all that. The problem is limited commodity is also gold, and when they mine it out of the ground, once it's gone, it's gone. So governments can't just print more of it. Everybody from central banks to big companies are investing in gold. I invested a whole bunch of, what I had in gold from a 401k with Birch Gold. Right now through May 28th, Birch Gold giving you a first-time gold buyer rebate up to $10,000. What? Yeah, I know. On qualifying purchases. For details and free information on diversifying into gold, text Rob to the number 989898. It's that easy. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA and physical gold. Text my name, Rob, to 989898 to see if you qualify. Again, for a first-time gold buyer rebate up to $10,000. That's some pretty good news on a Friday, isn't it? Yeah. Again, Rob to 989898 for Birch Gold. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. You know my signature phrase, don't catch the stupid. When it comes to Medicare, that's easier said than done. Medicare is overly complex with thousands of plans, hidden gotchas in the fine print, and rules nobody really explains to you. Many people just pick something and hope for the best. That's why you need to know about Chapter. They're the only advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. When your call with Chapter is done, you know your doctors are covered. Your prescriptions are matched, and you go from, I hope I did this right, to, I know I did. That, my friends, is peace of mind. A call with Chapter is free for my audience, and there's no pressure to sign up. Call Chapter today. Here's the number, 27 Medicare. That's 27 MEDICARE. 27 Medicare for Chapter. No pressure. What's your excuse? Call 27 Medicare and don't catch the stupid yourself. Call 27 Medicare today.
Deported. 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 Get them out. Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get the hell out of here. Deported. 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 Get him out. Ready? Are you ready? Get him out of here.
The audio on the stream. Just real quick, I'm just telling the people in
here.
charge, kill the audio on the stream. Thank you very much. That said, we have also been blessed with enormous natural resources, unlike every other country. Unlike every other country in the world, we've got enough oil now. We know that that they shut down exploration and all this stuff. The Democrat Party tried to hobble us. When Jimmy Carter was the president, he said, oh, yeah, we're running out of oil and all this, and there were gas lines and all of this stuff. But no, it's plenty right under our feet here, and we have enormous wealth. This is the latest, excuse me. All right. $65 billion in lithium. Mother lode hidden under the Appalachian Mountains. Could supply the U.S. with power for centuries. We may no longer need to rely on foreign sources to power our electronics. Geologists have uncovered in the Appalachian Mountains could be hiding a sprawling multi-billion-dollar niche of glorious lithium. The East Coast mountain range houses about 2.5 metric tons of this battery precursor, most of which is concentrated in the Carolinas, Maine, and New Hampshire. Total value $65 billion. With this mother lode, they estimate we could supply 1.6 million grid-scale batteries, enough to power 130 million electric vehicles or supply 180 billion laptops for a collective thousands of years. Could also fuel 500 billion cell phones, the equivalent of 6 devices for every person on Earth. Wow. This haul is enough to replace 328 years of imports. So no more from, enslaved children in sub-Saharan Africa, enslaved by the Chinese to get their lithium. There you go. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just wonderful? I think it's pretty darn wonderful. Let's go to a couple of phone calls here. Lisa in Toledo, Ohio joins us on the Newsmax hotline. Hello there, Lisa. How are you today?
I couldn't be better because I'm talking to you.
Yay.
Yay. I wanted to thank you for what you said yesterday. I listen in the evenings to the pod.
Yeah.
I broke my leg 6 days before Trump's inauguration, and every day of rehab the past year, I've been wanting to thank him and everyone that works for him for cheering me up. And I love that you said you passed on the support of your listeners to the people you're meeting.
100%.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're here with me, girlfriend. You are here with me.
I appreciate you, too. I live in a Democratic enclave suburban area and work at a liberal university, and you keep me going. You inspire a lot of hope.
Well, I lived in Cincinnati for a while. I love me some Ohio. I really do. Do you suppose that?
Too.
Yeah, I did. And I love me some Skyline chili, baby. Woo!
We had a Skyline chili in the basement of my dorm back in '85 when I went to college.
You know what? There's a place here called Hard Times Cafe. And it's right there. The last one is here in Old Town Alexandria. And I went there, and they make a Cincinnati-style chili. I had a chili three-way on Sunday. It's not what you think, by the way, Hunter Biden. It's nothing like what you think.
I've got a question, and thanks, too, for your winning jingle every day. I called last month about my dad dying and that being his favorite song.
Oh, yes, I remember that. I remember your dad loved that. Thank you. That meant a lot.
It meant a lot to me, too, every time you play it as well.
Yeah, I remember that.
I've got a comment or a question.
What?
Why is all this stuff Comey's doing and all the Southern poverty and the left and the Kings, why aren't all these things seditious in themselves, all of them? Because look at the map of the counties in 2024 November, how every one of them swung right.
Yeah.
all
Well,
over the country.
listen. I told you. I told you. You know, I told you when during the election year and before the election year, I used to play this soundbite from Kurt Russell saying, "I'm coming and I'm bringing hell with me." And I had people tell me, "You shouldn't put that on the air." You know, and then of course, you know, the Democrats started talking about it was going to be retribution. It was going to be retribution. So they stopped using the word retribution. So they said accountability. Right now, this is what's coming. It's finally coming. The accountability for the crap they put us through is coming, and I'm hoping and praying that people go to jail. We've got to win the midterms.
Me too.
Got to win the midterms. And then, like I said, the feces is hitting the fan.
You've also inspired me again now that I can walk better.
Yeah.
I volunteered starting yesterday for the local GOP.
Good.
I'm going to pass out local level door-to-door tomorrow morning.
Good for you, girl. Well, hang in there, and thank you for calling. I do appreciate you, and God bless your dad.
Thank you.
God bless
God
your
bless
dad.
you as well, Rob, and all you do. Thank you so much.
All right, let's go to Dottie near Baltimore. Hello there, Dottie. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I just want to commend our president for being brilliant. They don't understand him because he's playing chess, and the rest of them think in terms of checkers.
100%.
He's paving the way for future generations to take the oil out the hands of the heathen and put it in people who know what to do with things. And I think he's a brilliant man. And they need to stop complaining. They don't have anything to complain about.
Dottie, you are 100% right, and I appreciate you listening to WCBM, our anchor station in Baltimore. God bless you. You know, right now, did you know OPEC's going away? OPEC is going away, man. They're going to get rid of OPEC. It's falling apart. That cabal of people who kept, whenever there was, they wanted to just jack up the price, they cranked down production and all that. That's one of the many things that Donald Trump is doing. And right now, also, you've got, peace in the Middle East. And when this Iran conflict Iran conflict is over, I got him confused because, see, we were involved in Iraq and we put boots on the ground, and they didn't give the soldiers the support and the ability to engage the enemy, and it would have ended a lot sooner, but it took 20 gosh darn years, and then Joe Biden left $85 billion worth of equipment and a whole lot of bodies and a whole lot of people who came back here either in coffins or with PTSD or profound injury, and it just whizzed on all of them. But you see, Donald Trump's not going to do that. The Democrats can caterwaul all they want and say you need congressional approval and all that. It's not going to work. But Donald Trump is way out ahead of everybody. He was way out ahead of everybody on this blockade of Iranian ports. It's going to bring down this regime for sure. There's no doubt about it. By the way, go ahead.
Mental works don't need to be controlling anybody's oil. It needs to be in the hands of the brilliant people that we have in this country.
All right, Dottie, thank you.
Dottie,
thank you very much. We got to run. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. But yeah, it is about 3D chess. And every time, like for instance, removing Maduro and leaving a new government in charge there, and leading into, hopefully freedom for the people and the free market economy. Same goes with Cuba. What's happening with Iran is shutting off Cuba. Cuba has no fossil fuel to run their 1957 Chevys that they've had there, forever. And so it is about changing the world for good. And the demons of the left are going to caterwaul and throw a temper tantrum like they're doing across America, and we overwhelm them with joy and patriotism and faith. There you go. Now, one of our unusual suspects, Mary Walter, joins us next. I got a lot of good stuff to throw her way. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Give me a 3 count. Here we go.
3, 2.
What?
So when you find somebody who could think of me and celebrate, I made such a big mistake when I was married.
You were expecting Run DMC, weren't you, Mary Walter? You were expecting Run DMC, but I decided to treat you with gentle gloves today because it's a glorious May 1st. How are you?
Good. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, you're kind of the opposite of Run DMC. Mary, Mary.
Yeah, so it's the difference between you and me. You were like at 11 at all times, and I at least have I have a governor a little bit.
You generally, what do you start your day with? If you were going to listen to a song, the first thing in the morning, what song would you listen to?
I don't know. Is there a song that says "Why the hell do I have to get up"?
Okay, all right, that's a good
Not
song.
a morning person.
See, I jump in and no, I am. Believe it or not, this is going to come as a big surprise to you. I like really loud music in the morning.
Oh, you are shot out of a cannon. I'm sure as soon as I'm on Girls Love, you are shot out of a cannon. Hopefully drinking decaf because you do not need caffeinated.
I know.
And you just are at 11 until you clap. You're like a toddler.
100%, and is easily distracted.
Like a toddler.
Yes. So I've banked some stories today, and if you have ones you want to bring up, I've been so bloody busy today that I haven't had a chance to text you and say, what do you want to talk about today? So if you want to just stop me.
As you know, I went out to brunch. I sent you a picture.
Oh, my God. What the hell kind of sandwich was that, by the way?
Pork roll, egg, and cheese at a Jersey diner in Asbury Park, like old-time Frank's Deli, which also has like a section where you can sit and eat. And I cannot wait to go back. It's totally old school, hasn't been changed since like 1930, whatever.
Love it.
And it wasn't expensive. It was not expensive at all. So I'm cash only.
Pork roll, egg, and cheese. Oh, my God.
on a Kaiser roll. It's the only way.
I love it.
And it had that big knife in the middle of it.
Man, if you guys could only get good pizza up there, you'd be doing something.
Yeah, today was a good pizza.
Yeah, you know, don't eat cheese on a cracker, for God's sake. Have a pizza.
Exactly. Or you can get the thin crust pizza, which is like the cracker crust. Which is
Yeah,
really good.
and I don't do that. No. So a man was arrested after breaking into a Barnes & Noble at midnight. The reason he wanted to go there is because he had been reading a book there for four consecutive days, and he needed to finish it before going to sleep. Gary Hollis of Portland, Oregon, was charged with breaking and entering a closed Barnes & Noble. He had propped an emergency exit open at 12:10 a.m. to finish the final 47 pages of a thriller that he'd been reading. They go in, the police go in, he's sitting there using a phone flashlight, and he returned to the same armchair he'd been using. He had his own reading glasses and a granola bar, and he had 47 pages to go. These are the kind of burglaries we need.
Okay, well, more than anything, I want to know the name of the book because clearly it's great.
Well, it doesn't say in the dang story.
Darn it.
I know.
That's the first thing. I want to know the name of the book because clearly it's a page turner. But you know, libraries, you can get the same book for free.
Really?
So that might have been an option.
I thought that public libraries were just for homeless people to look at porn for free.
No, we go to our library a lot because they get like a lot of the TV shows that you want to watch. That, you know, maybe you get it a season or two later. We watch Mad Men by getting the DVDs at our library.
You have a you have a DVD player?
How else do you watch the stuff if you want it for free?
I haven't had a DVD player in a long time.
So you pay for it. I get it for free.
That's great. You still go down to the Blockbuster?
You can laugh all you want. You have probably 10,000 subscriptions. I don't, and I can watch whatever I want for free.
Well, better to have subscriptions than prescriptions. There you go. All right. This is kind of interesting. Female J.P. Morgan executive allegedly drugged and sexually abused a male employee, made him her office sex slave. Now,
I heard this. This is crazy.
I know, this is ridiculous. And by the way, they never returned my my application for employment after I read the story.
Yes, because desperation probably stunk through the paper.
Oh, are you kidding me? Wait a minute. So, no, this woman, Lorna Hajani, 37, allegedly coerced a married banker to a non-consensual and humiliating sex acts with Hunter Biden. That's the stuff he paid for a series of months. And the plaintiff, only known as John Doe, this woman would drug him and give him an erection-enabling pharmaceutical substance on at least one occasion. That's just messed up.
Okay, can I just say, first of all, I hate these stories when they name the alleged perpetrator, because the accusation's on page 1, and if we find out that this is all BS, like he's just trying to get back at her for whatever it is, like let's say, because she's presumed innocent, and I hate this when they do this to men too,
yes,
because the accusation's on page 1 and the retraction is on page 40.
Yes.
So
yes.
I don't like that her name is out there. I don't think that's fair.
Okay, I got you.
Don't.
I got you.
But, like, how do these people not think they're ever going to get caught?
I don't even know. I don't.
Like,
I don't know. It's the same. What about Eric Swalwell, for God's sake? I mean.
Well, can I get, like, and maybe it's the same thing. Narcissistic tendencies, right? Like, narcissists think that they're never going to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
But like this, especially with a dude, right? Like, having to drug him, it just seems like a lot of work. Because most men, like if you go to a bar, there's desperate men everywhere, and they'll sleep with you. They'll give it to you if you want it. Like,
oh my God!
Most don't have to pay for it, and they'll buy you a beer. So it's not like this doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, it doesn't. And by the way, the alleged woman who allegedly did this, she's an attractive woman. She's 37 years old. She's an attractive woman. She could do exactly what you. My wife, for years, we started dating. She was 25. I was 27. I mean, literally, she could go into a bar anywhere, and men, we had to do, literally just, when we were dating, she would say, I won't have to buy a drink all night, her and her sister. And it was true. It was 100% true, and it goes well into your at least 50s sometimes.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'll go out with my girlfriends, and I'll be like, somebody bought me a drink, and my husband will be, good for you, you still got it. But again, I wonder if this goes back to the narcissistic tendencies. I have power. I can do what I want. I want him.
Yeah.
He's not paying attention to me in the way I want. And I think the same thing goes with like Swalwell, that type of thing. You know, if what he did, if it's what is alleged, is true.
Now, the interesting thing, did you notice that that Swalwell has been ghosted? Everything about him has been ghosted. He's gone. They're literally scrubbing Google searches of his sanitized. They are. The Democrat Party recognizes that, you know, and not only that, the story of them, the cover-up and the removal of him from the gubernatorial candidacy, all that's gone. All of the women who are alleging, all of their stories, everything is gone. They are ghosting him before the midterms. Did you notice that?
Well, what did Nancy Pelosi call it? The wrap-up smear?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they do it to their own. We know they did. Look what they did to Joe Biden. They are ruthless, which is why the Republicans do so horribly against them, because the Republicans are playing softball and they're playing, you know, baseball. It's ridiculous. So it's not a surprise. This was set up by the Democrats. They had the goods on him. And they parade these women forward. E. Jean Carroll, the other one who was against Kavanaugh, who got to figure, I am so afraid I had two front doors. You know, that whole bit. I'm sure they're paid handsomely, but the Republicans don't bother looking at their bank accounts. And we've seen this play before, but now they use it on one of their own. They're ruthless, absolutely ruthless.
They are.
Republicans are just such patsies.
We do Marcus of Queensberry rules in an MMA fight, but Donald Trump doesn't do that, by the way. So let's take a break and come back. More with Mary Walter. By the way, just Google Mary Walter Radio. Go to Mary Walter Radio. She'll show up everywhere. She will haunt your dreams, for God's sake. She's everywhere. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
Hey, Dana. Well, the Department of Justice led task force to eradicate anti-Christian bias released 14 findings that paint a picture of the Biden presidency that went beyond disagreement and moved to punishing Christians who held conservative religious beliefs in conflict with the administration's pro-choice gender ideology agenda. The report found the Biden DOJ brought multiple cases against pro-life activists, many of them Christians, under the FACE Act, the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entry.
It's a breaking story, and by the way, they incorporated the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, to call Christian groups, Catholic groups, white supremacists, etc. It really is quite evil. I was Mary Walter, by the way, fellow Catholic. And by the way, I have found a church finally, and I'm being serious. I haven't found a church that I love in 30 years, and I found one. Oh, good. And it's really something else. I like a church that doesn't insult your intelligence. I don't need a rock. I don't need a rock band. I don't need a guy with a fancy suit. Drives a.
Well, you're not going to find any of that in a Catholic church.
You're not going to find that. But newly released text messages, Biden DOJ lawyers caught reveling in plans to target Catholic nuns. Joseph Cooney, Molly Gaston. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I did, and it's so interesting. Joe Biden, he was such a good Catholic.
Yeah, he's such a good Catholic. I got to tell you, Mary, this is why I say, and I know in my heart, that this isn't Republican, Democrat. This is good and evil.
I agree with you.
Yeah, 100%.
By the way, just not to throw you off the track here, but I just want to clean something up. It's Marquis of Queensberry. Marcus of Queensberry is a guy down the street. The Marquis of Queensberry is
Marquis of Queensberry rules. Well, look. Oh, my God. Your little victory. Mary gets her little victory.
I thought it was hilarious. I had to hit you with that.
I sounded like Candace Owens for a second there. You know Candace Owens. Oh, I got to play. Hold on. Candace Owens she's in a whole lot of trouble. I can't stand her, by the way. I used to like her.
What happened to her?
Listen to her. Here, you think I'm bad with my Marcus of Queensberry?
She has millions of followers, and you think, okay, this is an illiterate person. Kind of read books. I'm just fascinated with learning real history because I think that truth is kind of, what actually has happened, the events of our world, is obviously, as the expression goes, way stranger in fiction. To do it again posthumously, Charlie Kirk, the founder of TPUSA, will be posthumously honored a posthumous award. They've decided posthumously, cordially accepted those posthumous terms. SCIF, which stands...
I've got a whole bunch of those. She does that all the time. So. What?
Did she say that?
Yeah. Posthumously.
Well, is it as bad as World War XI?
Oh, my God. Wasn't that fantastic?
But you know what? They have no shame. She did not bat an eye, and it will be written off.
Of course it will be. But meanwhile, Dan Quayle misspelled potato, and it haunted him for the rest of his life. It's so stupid.
Exactly.
And by the way, that's what Democrats are saying today. They're saying that if we continue this Iran conflict, we could have World War XII. Oh, this is pretty interesting. You always hear these studies like, this new could potentially cure this and could potentially cure that and all this, and it never comes to market, it never gets done. Scientists have reversed brain aging with a nasal spray. Seriously, tiny fires of inflammation. Listen, I think this would be great. Smolder deep within the brain's memory center, creating a persistent brain fog, makes it harder to think, form new memories, adapt new environments. All the while, increasing the risk of disorders. Texas A&M, they've covered up with an inflammatory tide responsible for brain aging and brain fog. Might actually be reversible. Wouldn't that be something else?
That I think is amazing. They connect everything that goes wrong in your body is tied to inflammation. Everything.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Turmeric, take your turmeric, people.
Every day.
But I love something as simple as this, right? Like, this is just so simple, a nasal spray. And if it can reverse the aging of the brain, listen, I'm not one of these people who wants to live to 100. I want to live to 150. No, I don't. I have no desire to live to 150. When I start losing it, I'm out. Like put a pillow over my head.
Yeah.
But
can I volunteer?
Yes, but remember, I watch Forensic Files. You never use a feather pillow because as your person's gasping for air, they get the feathers in their throat, and that's how they know how you did it.
Okay.
Just a fun fact. But being able to reverse the aging of the brain, I think, is super important because your body's going to go on its own.
Yep.
But so many people, there's something weird. People with Alzheimer's, my dad is like that.
Yeah.
His dad was like that. So I'm sure that's on the
Yeah.
the magic wheel for me.
Yeah.
And their bodies keep going. It's insane.
It's
Their
tough.
bodies just keep chugging along, healthy as a horse. It just keeps going, but their brain is gone. And
It's so brutal. It's brutal for everybody involved, but it's particularly brutal for the family members. I mean,
exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. And who wants to do that to your family? I don't want to do that to my family,
No,
right?
No, I'm going to call My Pillow. Would My Pillow work? Do you suppose?
Well, that's what we have in our house.
All right.
So that's what we're going to have. It's going to have to be. And those pieces are way too big to get stuck in your throat, so no one will ever know.
Did you hear that, last week Donald Trump, Regeneron is going to be offering hearing loss meds for children born deaf that can be able to hear again. That's the good news that nobody covered last week. And did you see the press release last week? The little boy who out of nowhere could hear, and his mom was there, and Regeneron is going to offer free meds to these kids born deaf, and that's a giant thing. I mean, the most marginalized people in the country, in the world, are the deaf and the blind, almost even more so with the deaf to some degree.
That's crazy. So, wow. And, of course, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
I know.
Intended.
It was a great story. I heard the presser.
So these people, would that work with people who are older and have been born deaf?
I don't know. But, a lot of times they do cochlears. They do cochlears for some people,
The cochlear implants?
It's cochlear. I thought it was cochlear.
Okay, whatever.
You listen, this is Marcus of Queensberry Rules. Is that what you're doing?
Marcus, yes, old Marcus. We really Candace Owens things.
Google the story. We got to run.
But there are some hearing impaired people who believe that getting the implant is kind of like you shouldn't do that. Like this is what God gave you.
Yeah, I know.
And like making like the birth defect, whatever, like bad. And I don't know. Like I'm thinking, if you're blind and you can see, or if you're deaf and you can hear, doesn't that improve your quality of life? I would think so. And no one's forcing you to do it. If you want to stay deaf, you can stay deaf,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like Democrats, there's some things they're selectively deaf, and so are married women. So it happens.
Well, there are women, and there are plenty of men who feign deafness.
I'm sorry. What? All right, we got to run. I'm just going to have to leave it at Mary Walter Radio. Google Mary Walter Radio for everything that Mary does. But we got to run, girl. Have a glorious weekend, okay?
You too. Bye.
God bless you. All right, let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Yeah, I'm going to find this audio here from streamers. Hold on one second. Hold on, streamers. I'm doing something here real quick. Here it is. I'll get this. I'll play this out of the break. Hello, Round the Pony. Congratulations, Caroline. That girl will probably be back to work next week. Yeah, she had a baby. Caroline Levitt had a baby. I just posted it and retweeted it and tagged her because she follows me and I follow her. Hello, Kevlar. What's going on over there, Wild Bill West? Good to see you. Mary Glow 1. You're new. You're new there. Good to see you. Great granddaddy carved a bear on the Library of Congress and a bison on the Arlington Memorial Bridge. Really? We got to go look at that. Got to go see that. Maybe we'll do that on the when the trip happens this fall. You guys were talking about Rush Limbaugh, talent on loan from God. I was the first official comedy writer for Rush Limbaugh. Till then, they just kind of had some people, he would run bits from Weird Al Yankovic. And I did Capitol Hill Bank and Capitol Hill Post Office way back in the day. Got in his book, by the way. When I was a teacher, Rush was on in my office all day. Good for you. Yeah, you know what? I listened to him every day. I listened to him every day for 30 years of my life. Every day, wanted to hear his take. And there were days that I remembered the day after 9/11. I remember what Rush said because I wanted to hear what he had to say about it. And it always was an original take and a good take. All right, here we go. It's time for me to talk.
Joppa just called you back.
Richard, we're not going to have time for him here. Tell him at the top of the hour.
680
Okay.
WCBM and 99.9 FM in Harford County.
On Thursday, President Trump announced that the government had come to an agreement with the pharmaceutical company Regeneron, in which Regeneron committed to slashing the cost of its meds and giving American patients most favored nation pricing. As part of the deal, the FDA also approved a new drug from Regeneron, a gene therapy that can cure deafness in children. The press conference announcing the deal included one tiny beneficiary. In any other administration, curing children of deafness so they can hear their mamas say, "I love you," would have been the biggest story of the week. And we just couldn't let it slide without giving it its due.
Batya Ungar-Sargon, friend of the show, announcing that last week. Yeah, most people didn't hear about it because it was too good. It was too amazing. Again, overwhelm them with joy and faith and patriotism and drive them into hell. And they're throwing a temper tantrum today. Drive by them and blare YMCA out your windows and to hell with them all. There you go. Oh, by the way, my ghost bed is spectacular. I just posted a new video online of my ghost bed. I make my bed every day. A lot of the times, if you're military, they say, it creates a sense of order in the beginning of your day. That's the way you start your day off. That's the best way to do it. I do that not only that, but also as a sign of love and respect for my ghost bed. Because I'm going to tell you, I've never slept better. I got up last night. I woke up from a dream, and I went over to the computer, and I just sat there because I wanted to get some show prep done and whatever. And it wasn't insomnia. I had a glass of milk, which I do. I have a glass of milk, and then I go getting back in bed. And I went back to bed, and I slept until 7:15 this morning, beautifully. Sun coming through the window, absolutely wonderfully. Ghost bed is American made. The guy who created the ghost bed, he had neck surgeries and he couldn't sleep, and so he created this bed. I'm telling you guys, it'll change your life. I mean this. It's the best bed I've ever had. Ghostbed.com/Carson to save 10%. Ghostbed.com/Carson to save 10%. They do the industrial frames, the whole deal, and they cost far less than you could possibly imagine. Remarkable, remarkable, remarkable. See my video on all my social media at Rob Carson Show. Ghostbed.com/Carson. Last hour of the Rob Carson Show on this glorious Friday coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is, and by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. This is the sound of Donald Trump buzzing these idiot protesters in Washington, D.C. They got this stupid protest, the May Day protest, sparsely populated, by the way, in Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump decided to fly over them in Marine One. I love it. I just love it. I mean, honestly, it's a very sparsely populated protest. Flying right over them. Man, that's fantastic. I love it. 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 That is fantastic. I just saw that Nick Sorter posted that they're throwing a temper tantrum. The left is throwing a petty little petulant temper tantrum because they lost the election and all of that stuff. So to hell with them, honestly. There you go. There you go. A lot of stuff on the plate here this hour. Christian Toto joining us at the bottom of the hour to talk about a couple of things, including, what do we got here? Hold on a second. I got some good stuff from him today. Spencer Pratt's running for mayor of L.A., and the media is ignoring a viral ad that he did that is just brilliant. We're going to have that on the show with him, and then there's some other stuff that I want to talk to Christian about again at the bottom of the hour. But yesterday, Pete Hegseth was in front of Congress. The Democrat Party is actively attempting to assure a defeat. They are saying that we are being defeated. They're saying we are in a quagmire in Iran, and it's not true. We've been there about 50 days. We've completely gutted the leadership of Iran. We've completely destroyed their military. We've destroyed their nuclear program. We've destroyed their missile program. We destroyed their Navy. And the Democrat Party is so demonic at this time that they are praying to whatever deity, I'm presumably it's Satan, that we fail. They are awful, 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 wretched people. And if you don't believe me, listen to this exchange yesterday. And you know how whenever you see evil displayed as a character, the embodiment of evil, they're always very conniving. They're always very indirect. They're always very passive-aggressive with their language. And I want you to listen to this congressman saying that the Christianity of the Department of War Secretary is not good.
That direction from your behavior is an intense interest in Christianity, in nationalism, and in not recognizing the talents of women and
the transgendered. He thinks we need more transgendered people, men wearing dresses who are insane. First of all, of course, as the Department of War Secretary, you're going to be a nationalist. You freaking moron. Second of all, we are based on the Judeo-Christian ethic. Okay, our country was founded by Christians. I hate to tell you this, Junior. It's one of the reasons why we're such a great country. By the way, nothing against my Hebrew brothers and sisters out there. Certainly a lot against my Islamist brothers and sisters out there. How he said that. I want you to listen to that again. Listen to him. He's just conniving your interest in Christianity.
That direction from your behavior is an intense interest in Christianity.
Awesome.
In nationalism.
Yay.
And in not recognizing the talents of women and...
No, actually, some of the greatest fighter pilots in this campaign were women, by the way.
Non-white gentlemen, and that's...
Oh, non-white. There he goes. Now he's calling them racist. Do you know how many minorities are in the military, you fool? He's their Department of War Secretary as well.
The wrong direction.
I don't know what you're insinuating,
I do.
Senator, but I am not ashamed of my faith in Jesus Christ.
Well, you shouldn't be
and
ashamed.
if you want to shame me for it, go ahead.
I'm not shaming you.
Yeah, you are.
But are you critical of other faiths?
I am a believer. I'm quite open in that, and our department allows for a multitude of faiths. So I don't know what you're suggesting.
Oh, I do.
I've heard the likes of things that people like you suggest to try to smear my character, and I won't give into it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're trying to do, you grotesque individual. This is Dick Blumenthal. Dick Blumenthal attempting to besmirch the Secretary of War.
America never succeeds in war unless the American people are behind it. And if what you're
seeing as success now is winning. I would
Yeah, we are actually. We're absolutely kicking Iran's ass.
hate to see what losing looks like.
The negative nature in which you characterize the incredible and historic effort in Iran is part of the reason, Senator, why the American people view it the way they do. It's why I looked out at our press corps at the Pentagon and called them the Pharisees in the press. And it's defeatist Democrats
That's why Christian nationalists.
they cloud the mind of the American people.
100%, and they are. They would rather have the Ayatollah in charge. They would like our planes to be shot down. They would like our soldiers killed. They want a body count. Their casualties are their ammunition. Casualties are the Democrats' ammunition, and it's not going to work because it's evil. They're evil. Here's Donald Trump talking about the criticism and what it borders on.
It's actually seditious, in my opinion.
It is.
You read the New York Times, you actually think they're winning the war. They're sitting in a cave and all their leaders are dead. Everyone's dead around them. Missiles are all over the place. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no nothing. We can fly right over the middle of Tehran without being shot at because they have no anti-aircraft.
Yeah.
They have nothing. And they're reading that they're winning the war. They're trying to figure it out. They get the New York Times, I guess, in some form. And they think we're crazy.
Yeah, the military members, I'm talking to you right now. Remember this Democrat Party and what they have done to you. They gutted you, they wokeified you, and then now they're insulting your brilliant and brave actions to take down a regime that has been waging war on the rest of the world and humanity for 47 years. Remember this. Remember this, moms and dads of service members. Remember this awful chapter from the Democrat Party. They are indeed a force of darkness in the world. Here's Liz Warren, dear God. She's filthy, rotten rich. She's worth like $30 million because, members of Congress go to Washington, D.C., make $174,000 a year, end up getting fabulously wealthy. And a lot of it has to do with insider trading. I'm sure there's all sorts of other stuff involved here because they aren't very smart people. But here she is going after Pete Hegseth for supposedly profiteering.
The Financial Times reported that your broker tried...
And by the way, this story was an absolutely lie and fabrication.
...to buy hundreds of shares in a BlackRock fund invested in defense companies just before the war began. The law clearly prohibits the Secretary...
That entire story is false, has been from the beginning, and was made up out of whole cloth. And anybody that...
She's going to try and filibuster him so she can get a little clip that can be used on MS Now.
Looks at it, sees how it was worded from the beginning to make it look like I was involved in something I had nothing to do and never have. I'm not looking for money. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for profit. I don't do it for stocks. And that's part of the reason why I'm able to be effective in this job, because no one owns me.
Did you, through your broker at Morgan Stanley or otherwise, seek to invest in any defense-related funds right before Trump started the Iran war?
I'll give it to you as a big, fat negative.
Then let me ask you a second question. Is your broker getting your personal sign-off on any investment in individual stocks?
Bigger, fatter, negative.
He's not getting your sign-off before he makes investments in defense stocks?
Somebody throw some holy water on her. My God. She will just shrivel up. Here he is shredding the hysterical, I could say that, hysterical Kristen Gillibrand.
There's no evidence that we are safer because of this war. We did not have any evidence that Iran intended to imminently attack this country.
Yeah, we did. And you were in the briefings where it was explained. Then you came out of the briefings and you lied like you hadn't heard anything.
Any way, shape, or form. So I disagree with your assessment that we are under threat.
Do you not believe them when they say death to America?
Listen, our adversaries use rhetoric all the time. Yeah. What I'm concerned about is we are
but they haven't killed thousands of our troops.
Not safer. And I would just like to know why you have not sought the support of the American people. And 3 out of 5 Americans are against this war today.
Yeah, that's absolute bullcrap.
I believe we do have the support of the American people, and we have briefed regularly what this mission looks like and why it's critically important that we undertake it. And I would remind you and this group that we're 2 months in to an effort. And many congressional Democrats, as I pointed out, want to declare defeat 2 months in.
They do.
Iraq took how many years? Afghanistan took how many years? And they were 20. Nebulous missions that people went along with. Yeah. This is different. This is a defined mission set that we have had great success in pursuing
So
against
you
a
don't
determined
care.
enemy
You
who
don't
seeks
care.
nuclear weapons.
Here she goes.
I'm
So, Mr.
proud of the
Hegseth,
opportunity to
you
remind the
don't
American people
care
because
that
they
the
believe in
American
it as
people
well,
are not
but they
supporting
can't
this
have it.
war. You don't care whether
When the American people
support this war.
the American people are quite smart. They understand and see through spin. They know
Yes.
that a regime that says death to America,
Yes.
that seeks nuclear weapons and
And
the
at
ability
what
to deliver.
cost?
Did they lie about the range of their missiles?
How much
Because I
more?
saw a 4,000
How much
kilometer
more will you
missile
ask the
get
American
shot
people
at
to pay for this war?
Diego
right
Garcia.
now, do you want it $1 billion a day?
How about the $500 billion in fraud in California? Honestly, this is as low as it gets when you, on day one, declare a military mission is a disaster. That's what Chris Murphy did on day one. They had their opposition locked and loaded. They knew that this was another nail in their bloody, stinking coffin. That if Donald Trump took out the world's largest sponsor of terror and the threat and brought peace to the Middle East for the first time in millennia, that it would be another nail in their coffin. Well, I have one thing to say. Pound that nail. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. You know my signature phrase, don't catch the stupid. When it comes to Medicare, that's easier said than done. Medicare is overly complex with thousands of plans, hidden gotchas in the fine print, and rules nobody really explains to you. Many people just pick something and hope for the best. That's why you need to know about Chapter. They're the only advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. When your call with Chapter is done, you know your doctors are covered. Your prescriptions are matched, and you go from, I hope I did this right, to, I know I did. That, my friends, is peace of mind. A call with Chapter is free for my audience, and there's no pressure to sign up. Call Chapter today. Here's the number, 27 Medicare. That's 27 MEDICARE. 27 Medicare for Chapter. No pressure. What's your excuse? Call 27 Medicare and don't catch the stupid yourself. Call 27 Medicare today.
Somalis are all on welfare, and the Dems just seem to not care. Ilhan Omar, she needs to go. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO. Many are anti-Semitic. Their statements have been pathetic. They're a threat to all you know. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO. They are always expressing hate of America. Why are they here? Must deport before it's too late. Talk about holiday cheer. Our language, they will not learn it. Own money, refuse to earn it. They are gaming the system so. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO.
Town of Portland, I said in the guard, Antifa, they are gonna hit you hard. The Democrat mayor's getting in my way. Go ahead, punks, and make my day. F around and find out. F around and find out. Schumer's gonna find out. I mean business and I'll get my way. Pencil neck and Chris Ray. For your crimes you will pay. You have both been found out. Hope you get a lengthy prison stay. Listen up, Hamas, I am warning you. Break the ceasefire and you'll be through. Democrats, hang your head in shame. For the shutdown, you're gonna get the blame. F around and find out. Mess around and find out. F around and find out. In the end, I'm gonna win the day. Find out.
It's the Rob Carson Show on a Friday. This is Clay Higgins yesterday talking to Pete Hegseth and offering some praise for our military that they deserve it.
One of the foundational endeavors that you embrace is to, in your words, forge a lethal arsenal of freedom. I don't think it could be more accurately described, the spirit that you gentlemen are delivering within the Department of War.
Boy, that just sounds kind of annoying. I don't know what the hell the problem was with the processing on that, but anyway, he praised the military. I apologize for that. He was very, very positive, by the way, which was awesome. It is a Friday, but the callers are calling today. Rich in Joppa, Maryland on the line. Rich, thanks for holding, my friend. What's on your mind today?
Hey, Rob, I love you, man. You're partly responsible for my sobriety for the last 6 months.
Good.
I've been listening to you for years. I'm a Dundalk boy. I'm a Baltimore boy.
Dundalk, baby.
And I love when you go on your rant about Donald Trump and his accomplishments. It reminds me of Bill Murray in the movie Scrooge when he finally figures it all out.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Can you feel it? Can you feel it right now?
Yeah.
I could feel it coming over me."
Yes,
that whole speech, when you do that, reminds me just of that. It's amazing.
Brother,
And I
this
appreciate you
is
so much. I might want to go on the trip. I'm still trying to figure out if I can. Are there still openings?
There are openings. We have. We want to sell this thing out, and just travelwithrob.net. Travelwithrob.net this fall. I would love to have you, bro. And let me tell you, congratulations on your sobriety.
I'm so glad you found the church, man. Between my relationship with my church and my sobriety, I feel so much better. You and I have a kind of a kinship. I'm 59. I'll be 60 Christmas Day. You know, I've been through so much. I had the CFPB wipe my business out. Went down to nothing. I'm actually at an Amazon factory right now working because I'm trying to go small before I go big.
Good.
Just like when you started selling cars.
Yeah, brother.
You know, that's just kind of how I feel. That's what you have to do. You got to go small.
Brother, I moved here 8 months ago. My wife divorced me. I thought I had the hurdles passed. I had been sober for 4 years. I was on the happy track with my wife, and then my wife divorced me, and I moved my stuff in a U-Haul to Washington, D.C. like a kid right out of college, got an apartment, and now we're number 10 in the nation for political commentary podcasts in the whole friggin' nation, number 42 for news, and 250 for all podcasts. You can do anything. You start at Amazon and you move up. Go ahead.
I'm so happy for you. Like I said, I started here. I've been flipping houses for years. I used to do a debt program, and the CFPB totally shut me down. I went from driving a McLaren to driving a 24-year-old Toyota 4Runner.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I'm fighting my way back. I got 2 beautiful girls who graduated from college with no college debt because I was making the money at the time.
Yeah, bro.
And I'm just moving on, brother. And I appreciate you.
Never give
you
up.
You are an inspiration to me and inspiration to many of us.
Thank you, brother. Try to get booked on that trip if you can. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you, man. Rich, congratulations. Gary in Kingsville, Maryland. Gary, welcome to the Rob Carson Show. What's up?
How you doing, brother?
I'm
glorious.
glorious.
This apparently is AA Friday. Because I, too, am a recovered alcoholic. I've been sober now for 38 years.
Dang. Dang. Well, you know, I don't like to say, I'm not a walking wounded, okay? I don't go, I'm in recovery. Bullcrap. I just don't drink anymore. All right? I had something happen. I'm not going to wear this around my neck the rest of my life. I'm not going to go to, that's why I didn't go to AA. I mean, some of it works for you, but I don't need to admit every time I go, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Hi, I'm Rob. I'm an alcoholic. Got to go to the bathroom. And No. So, but
just doing that.
But Gloria, but
let's
congratulations.
Not make a big deal of it. Okay.
Congratulations.
At any rate,
yes.
When I watched this most recent footage that they have released about the assassination attempt at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I've been questioning the abilities and training of our Secret Service now ever since Butler, PA.
I know.
But what I saw as that assassin ran through that lobby astounded me, because a Secret Service agent that was to our left as we were looking at the screen must have taken 4 to 6 shots at this guy as the guy was running from left to right, and there were other agents behind him, beyond him. You're going to shoot when other people are going to likely get hurt. And he was putting all of those people's lives in danger while he's trying to hit this guy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that he was just able to run right past him. And they weren't even facing the right direction. How in the hell do you let somebody run right past you?
Did you notice the guy with the police officer with the dog, that the assailant went into the room that was beyond the magnometer?
Yep.
He went into the room. The dog apparently smelled something, and the dog and the officer followed him in.
Yep.
You can see the officer talking to the assailant, and then literally he took no more than 3 steps away from that door before the assailant comes charging out with his long coat on, carrying a shotgun. How did that officer and that dog not know that?
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, I'm just so bloody sick and damn tired of this nonsense, to be quite honest. Gary, I have no more stomach for this nonsense. I have no more stomach for this temper tantrum. I have no more stomach for these threats. We are not going to live in darkness the rest of our lives. We're not going to live in the chaos that they have created. We're going to drive them into the pits of hell, brother. Are you with me?
I'm with you, brother.
Come on now. All right, bro. Thanks for calling. You made my day.
God bless you.
You and Rich just made my day, man. You just made my day. You know what? I'm going to play something here. This is a police officer in Jacksonville, Florida, and he was on a bridge, and there was a young man. His name is Antonio Richardson, and there's a young man on the bridge. The police officer just happens to be a black man. The young man happens to be a white guy. Race didn't matter. And he talked. I'll just play the audio and the video. For you streamers, you'll see it. For you guys who are listening, listen to this.
Whatever you're going through, man, you can get through it. No, listen, man, listen. Listen, you can get through this. Come on, let's talk about it for a minute. Can I at least have a prayer with you?
This guy was going to jump off a bridge. It's called the Dames Point Bridge, and he was going to end his life, and Antonio Richardson was there.
You believe in prayer, I know that. Can I at least have prayer with you? You mind if I just hold your hand and pray with you? Come on, man, touch my hand. Touch it from this side. Look at my hand. Just touch my hand. Just touch my hand, man. I'm praying with you. You're hurting, but if you jump, you're going to hurt other people. And they're going to be hurting just like you're hurting now. The cycle got to stop of hurt. The sight of hurt got to stop.
I know you got a lot going on. You do. But whatever, if you could make that jump, it is going to be 100 times worse for everyone you care about. I know you don't want to do that to them.
Ruin them. Right there. Come on, man. Come on. Please. There you go, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. There you go. Come on, bro. There you go. Come on, man. There you go. Come on.
And he hugged him.
Come on.
And he saved him.
It's all right. It's all right.
I love people like this do not make enough money. And they certainly are a lot better than the people on Capitol Hill who are trying to besmirch our military, the people who defunded our police and all of that. That's my story of the day, by the way. I love that story more than anything. I posted on social media on Twitter at Rob Carson Show. Christian Toto, HollywoodandToto.com joins us next. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Carson. I just got a ghost bed. Yeah, no, pay attention here, because I've been sleeping on a foam mattress since I moved to the Washington, D.C. area, which is like sleeping on the sponge in your sink. Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. Their beds are serious health equipment. Beds designed for relief and recovery, not looks, not fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort. I have been sleeping past 7 in the morning on my Ghost Bed. It's unbelievable. If you wake up stiff, you toss and turn, if you sleep hot, even reaching for a pain reliever before bed, hoping tonight will be different, that's not aging. It's your mattress talking. Another great thing I love about Ghost Bed, you get 101 nights to try it at home. If you don't like the difference, you can send it back risk-free. Ghost Bed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. You are going to love your new Ghost Bed.
Rent-free, in libs' heads I'm living. The benefits I am giving to Whoopi, Sunny, and Joy. Rent-free, I'm occupying. Rosie is lying if she says I'm not in her head. Break free, they simply can't do it. When you get down to it, they have TDS real bad. Hatred, just watch it as it spreads, because inside their heads I live.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
They're all Democrats, we call them Karen. They have a whiny voice. They are all pro-choice and mostly barren. They're cat ladies. Whoa, 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 they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who have clearly lost their minds. These Karens don't like ice. They often pay a price, mistakes they're making. Karenism is their curse. Could go to jail or worse for their law breaking. They're cat ladies. Don't have a child, they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who are out of their minds.
Slowing the spread of the stupid every day. It's the Rob Carson Show.
Greta Van Susteren with President Trump last night.
One last question. Jimmy Kimmel has apologized. Is it a good apology? Do you accept the apology?
I haven't heard him apologize, but he's a lowlife, whether he apologized or not. He's a lowlife. He always has been. He shouldn't be on television. I don't know how a guy can be on television where the network gets free airwaves from the United States government and spend 100% of his time knocking Republicans and conservatives and Trump, 100% of his time. It's not supposed to work that way, you know, equal time provisions, et cetera, et cetera. Not supposed to work that way. But he's not a funny guy. He's got no ratings, and I don't understand how he can be on air. I think ABC is putting themselves in great jeopardy, actually.
You know, they've already paid me $16 million. George Slopadopoulos said things that were untrue, and they had to pay me $16 million. So this is very serious what's going on there.
That is, of course, the president talking to Greta Van Susteren last night on Newsmax. Christian Toto from Hollywood and Toto, how are you on this glorious Friday?
I'm glorious. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you know, he makes a good point. These are public airwaves. These are ABC, CBS, NBC. These are over-the-air broadcasters, although they are delivered by many platforms, don't get me wrong. But it is, he does make a very good point about the abuse of the licenses and the licensees. What do you think?
Yeah, God, this is such a tricky subject.
I know.
I'm always leaning towards free speech. I always want it to kind of win the day. I want the marketplace to decide. Of
course.
But, I mean, the fact that it is a broadcast channel does bring up certain issues. And then if you bring up certain issues, and if there is some sort of punitive action against him, he becomes a free speech martyr. And then, the next, right-leaning person who says anything on a broadcast channel will be challenged and possibly thrown off the channel. So,
well, there aren't any on the public airwaves. There are no conservative comedy shows on ABC, CBS, NBC. There are none. Yeah. There are none.
No, you're not wrong.
You know, ABC is. I used to work for ABC Disney. And this was like 2004 to about 2007 when they were bought out by an idiot named Fareed Sulman, who brought it. Citadel is a company that he killed. He bought ABC Disney, and I enjoyed working for ABC Disney. I thought it was glorious. You get free tickets to Disney World. Seriously, you get free tickets to Disney World, and then you get like 50% off ESPN. You know, the ESPN cafes that are around all over the country and all that. And they were a supportive company. They were a generous company. And I remember, I'd go to the Hollywood to the red carpet and meet all sorts of people. They'd bring the ABC stars down. And I told you about Doris Roberts showing up with like a big gulp of rosé. But Kimmel was a smart ass, just not funny, just a smart ass. You couldn't get any kind of answer out of him that was completely meaningful. He had the show. It was moderately successful for a while. But now it's just he's just entertaining that fluffed audience.
I just don't understand. Listen, to our friends on the left who are decent and kind, is that entertaining? Is that funny? I mean, I don't even see any entertainment value. I'd like to think I'm open-minded enough to see, okay, that was a funny joke or a funny riff, or I'd get that, or I don't agree with that position, but that's a kind of a clever way to look at it. I see none of that. I just see anger and hate and rage, and that's all there is there. And I just don't understand it. And once upon a time he was funny, but he's so one note now and so cruel. And by the way, the comment that we're all talking about, sort of the glow of an expectant widow, he wasn't talking about the fact that Trump is older. No one's talking about Trump like he's going to pass away tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's a ridiculously healthy and hearty 79-year-old. Listen, things happen, for sure.
Yes.
But if you said that joke about Biden, you say, well, listen, Biden looks like he's going to keel over, sadly, at some point. He doesn't look well. He's a very old 80, 81 guy. Not Trump. So that defense doesn't even hold water. I think it's nonsense. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It just makes me sad that not that Kimmel's out there doing his shtick. That's fine. But that there's any audience for it. And it's actually been creeping up. His number's been going up in the last 6 months. That makes me just really sad.
Yeah, here is his remarks following the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I want you to listen to the audience. When he talks about coming together, they laughed at the possibility.
I am sorry that you and the president and everyone in that room on Saturday went through that. I really am. Just because no one got killed doesn't mean it wasn't traumatic and scary. And we should come together and be best. We really should. But if you want us to believe...
Did you hear that? The crowd laughed at that. The crowd laughed at that. Unbelievable.
Listen, I don't mind that. They laughed at the... Listen, what we're seeing across the board is Saturday Night Live's audience and The Daily Show's audience and Kimmel's audience. When they joke about violence, it's laughters and guffaws and all sorts of cheers, whether it's Luigi Mangione, or they're burning Tesla dealerships, or, maybe Trump will die tomorrow. They're all laughing and cheering it on. It's not just a Jimmy Kimmel problem. It's a cultural problem.
Didn't they do the same thing in ancient Rome before it fell with the gladiatorial combat? I mean, literally cheering as people were eaten alive by lions. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
No. I just heard a quote, an old clip of Johnny Carson.
Yes.
I think it might have been hosting the Oscars. It was
yes.
after Reagan was shot. And he carried on with such class and such dignity and such reverence for the president. It doesn't matter what party he was. And the crowd was cheering him. And it was this humane, decent moment in pop culture that we can't get back. And
Can I play it? Can I play it for you? Here it is. Right there's John.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure that all of you here and most of you watching tonight understand why we delayed this program for 24 hours. Because of the incredible events of yesterday, that old adage, the show must go on, seemed relatively unimportant. The Academy, ABC Television, and all of us connected with the show felt because of the uncertain outcome, as of this time yesterday, it would have been inappropriate to stage a celebration. But the news today is very good, as you know. The president is in excellent condition at last reports. He's been conducting business.
Yeah, I know. There you go. Class act, Johnny Carson on ABC back then. You're right.
Yeah, you'd never get that today on every level. You wouldn't have the audience cheering his good health prognosis. You wouldn't have a host treating it with the reverence it deserves. You wouldn't have any of that today.
Christian, if Jimmy Kimmel said on his show on Monday, he got on and said, "Thank goodness the president is okay," that audience would have gone, boo! They would have. They would have. Right?
The best case scenario would have been silence. The worst case is exactly what you said.
That's what exactly there would be. I want to take a break and come back because I've got a couple of things I want to talk about. Hollywood media ignoring Spencer Pratt, his commercial for mayor of Los Angeles. I'm playing a little audio from that and then get your thoughts on it. Animal Farm as well, and then I've got a movie that I watched again. A lot of times you have on your website, HollywoodInToto.com. Like for instance, Hokum. Hokum is on your website. I revisited a scary movie from about a year ago, and it was even better. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson for Birch Gold. When there are supply constraints on commodities, prices surge. You saw it with the fuel prices, with the Strait of Hormuz was blockaded. And you know what else is a limited commodity? Gold. They mine it out of the ground, and when it's gone, it's gone. That's why everybody from central banks to savvy customers are diversified with gold. If you... Believe it or not, it's kind of crazy. You've heard about this ad. Maybe you've seen it. Spencer Pratt's running for mayor of L.A. against the awful Karen Bass. Have you seen this, Christian Toto?
Yeah, it's a great ad. It's short, it's sweet, it's impactful, it's passionate, it's clever, it's on target, and I just can't imagine anyone. I just can't imagine being in LA and thinking, I want to keep voting for what I'm getting. I mean,
now I want to play the ad.
You don't know that.
I want to play the ad because he's standing out in front of Karen Bass's mansion and other people's mansion. Then he goes to where his house used to be because his house was burned down and he's living in a trailer. Listen to this.
This is where Mayor Bass lives. You notice something? Or here, where Nithya Raman.
Start that over here.
This is where Mayor Bass lives. You notice something? Or here, where Nithya Raman's $3 million mansion sits. They don't have to live in the mess they've created where you live.
Homeless encampments.
This is where I live. They let my home burn down. I know what the consequences of failed leadership are. That's why I'm running for mayor. For my sons and the rest of us Angelinos that want to stop these corrupt politicians from destroying our city. We are going to get the golden age of Los Angeles back.
I hope so. You're reporting on Hollywood in Toto that the Hollywood media is ignoring the ad. It's very impactful, Christian.
It's amazing. You know, I cover not just Hollywood, but the way it's covered. And the industry publications like Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, they're so biased, it's so cartoonish, and they're so one-sided. And when there's a story out there that matters, but it doesn't reflect a narrative that they like, they just ignore it. They pretend it doesn't exist.
I know.
I mean, there's so many people been censored in recent years. They haven't talked about sensitivity readers who are, erasing classic books.
I know.
There's so much to share, and they just don't care if it doesn't align with their worldview. It's pathetic.
I'm hoping that he wins, and I'm hoping that Steve Hilton wins the governorship. You got another headline: the war against Angel Studios Animal Farm, which is kind of like Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the other. Animal Farm, kind of the antithesis of what Angel Studios is all about.
Very strange. Listen, I've been cheering on Angel Studios. They make good films. They make films that aren't being made in Hollywood. Smaller budgets, but they're heartfelt. They're thoughtful. They're often very, very good. And I couldn't be happier that they're existing and doing what they're doing and offering us an alternative. And then they embrace this movie, Animal Farm, which basically changes George Orwell's story from anti-communist to anti-capitalism.
Wow.
And they're cheering it on. It's like they became a Hollywood studio overnight. No, I want to give them some grace. I think it's a mistake. I think they're handling it poorly, but they've still done good work, and I don't want to just kind of erase a studio because of one big misstep, but it is a pretty big misstep, I have to say.
Yeah, it's like making Fatal Attraction into a romance comedy. Hey, honey, what are we having for dinner? Oh, we're having boiled bunny. Oh, I love you. Yeah, it doesn't work as well. My kids, I never liked horror movies growing up. I couldn't even look at the newspaper ad for a horror movie. Rosemary's Baby, if I saw just the picture of the damned ad, I couldn't sleep for weeks. I couldn't do it. They're showing me that there is so much goodness out there in some of these movies. You have up here Hokum, so scary you can't keep quiet in a theater.
Yeah, that one's opening this weekend. I didn't see that's my guest critic, Barry Worth, but he's giving it a rave. That's Adam Scott. It's a witch-themed movie. I understand it's not super gory, which is a good sign.
Good.
But, he was exclaiming in his theater. He was so scared and shocked. And, we're living in an age where there's some really interesting horror movies coming out, some new younger directors who seem to have a real vision for the genre. Maybe you're not a fan, but I'm just glad that other people are kind of rising up. And sometimes these directors of horror movies, they go on to kind of go mainstream and they do great dramatic films.
Well, I mean, isn't Sinners technically a horror movie?
Yeah.
And it's a magnificent movie. You wrote a little piece in here, and you did a thing on your podcast, by the way, on YouTube, about Silence of the Lambs. I never consider that a horror movie, but some people do. And you said that people are missing something about Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I mean, it's been attacked in recent years for being transphobic.
Oh, it was then. It was then.
It wasn't because the character Buffalo Bill, well, you know what he does with women.
Yes.
He wants to be a woman, so he kind of uses his victims in a way we can barely describe.
Like Ed Gein. He's based on Ed Gein, a killer from Illinois, by the way. Go ahead.
But in the movie itself, they mention that he is not trans. The killer is not trans. He thinks he is, but he's not. Mm-hmm. And Jodie Foster's character even says trans people tend to be less violent and meek. Now, whether that's true or not, I'll leave that for other people with more knowledge. But the movie is basically saying, no, we're not talking about a trans person. And yet in recent years, because of what's going on in the culture, they're saying, well, you can't, that's a bad movie, it's stereotyping people in school. No.
It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece movie. And whenever I see some crazy, insane transgender person, I always retweet it with the words, it puts the lotion in the basket. So I do, man. I watched a movie that came out 2024, again, for the first time, and it's Late Night with the Devil. And brother, that's a very good movie. We were talking about Johnny Carson earlier. They encapsulated the look and the feel of a 1970s late-night TV show, including the bumpers, coming back with the band, and then the acting, and then the storyline. It is a damned good movie.
It sure is. It's very original. It was kind of a sleeper hit a couple of years ago. People really did connect with it. And it's very original, very fresh, very smart. So I'm glad.
You know, I've turned the corner on horror movies when I sit in my apartment by myself and watch them.
You're a whole new man.
I swear. Christian, always great to have you on, man. Make sure to check out Christian and HollywoodInToto.com. Tell everybody where they can watch your podcast.
Yep, iTunes, Spotify, or go to YouTube and just punch in Hollywood in Toto.
Great to have you on, brother. Have a glorious weekend. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Hello, guys. Wild Bill, I am back, was rudely interrupted. Why? What? Did you have to go to the bathroom? Do you have a bowel issue? Hey, yeah, Rob, they're called boobs. What are we talking about here? Kevlamar. What? Boobs? What are you talking about? I'm very pro-boob, I'll tell you that right now. Unless you're a Democrat. They're no. Figurative boobs. A couple of pics I found on Rob Carson Facebook page as I posted a couple of pics I found on what? I'll look. Anyway, good to have you guys watching. Let's go over to YouTubeage. Scrolling down. American Werewolf in London. You're right. Ooh, that's a good one. American Werewolf in London was incredible. I can't watch Lord of the Flies, by the way. Somebody says Lord of the Flies. Running Man is a great movie. I can't watch Lord of the Flies. I can't watch the fat kid get the rock dropped on his head. It's terribly upsetting for me. I can't do that. Can't watch it again. Can't watch it at all. But Late Night with the Devil is a really good horror movie. It's really good. Hi there, Chris Merca and Lindash 57 blah, 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 and the Constitution Plus Fries over on X. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate you. Hello, Woolly Mammoth on Facebook. Hello, you're new. I don't think I've seen you here before, but we welcome you with open arms. We're glad to have you. Woolly Mammoth, you're awesome. Thank you for joining us. Glad you discovered the show. What am I going to do to close this dang show out today? Yeah. Don't want to do that. Oh. Okay, here we go. I do my own bumper music. I don't play it, I choose it. There you go. I think this is Black Joe Lewis. Is the name of the artist. He called himself Black Joe Lewis. That's the way it is. So I was mentioning earlier they found a massive lithium deposit in the Appalachians. It's going to take care of our power needs for years, batteries and all that. We don't have to go to sub-Saharan Africa where the Chinese Communist Party enslaves children to dig it out. That's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. It's going to do wonders for our economy and the future. Yeah, but a lot of the times, there are constraints on commodities like minerals like that. Certainly on oil, we've seen that with the Straits of Hormuz and Iran threatening that and all that. Another commodity that is limited, gold, of course, gold. You can only dig out so much, and it's been very precious for a very long time. And it's gone up in value tremendously. Right now is a very good time to get in because it's at $4,600 an ounce, about $4,700 an ounce, which was unheard of 2 years ago when it was $2,600 an ounce. Right now, Birch Gold has an offer for you if you've never purchased gold before. If you've never invested in it before, now through May 29th, they're going to give first-time gold buyers a rebate up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. That's pretty amazing. For details and a free information kit on diversifying into gold, just text my name, Rob, to the number 989898. Rob to 989898. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA and 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. I trust them with my money. You should trust them with yours. Text my name, Rob, to 989898 today. Rob Finnerty had a great take on the King's visit earlier this week.
The part of the King's feast that got zero attention from the rest of the media.
Rob Finnerty from Newsmax.
There were at least 11 billionaires there, not including Donald Trump, not including the King. At least 9 who have voted against Donald Trump in the past, in 2016 or 2020, were there 2 nights ago. But not anymore. Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, Bob Kraft, all self-made billionaires. There should not be a problem with that. We should not be fighting against people being successful in this country. And it was all on display for the royal family and the entire United Kingdom. They were watching in the UK, and the message was clear. Things are changing here.
Boom.
But what happened on Tuesday was the largest collection of billionaires ever seated together for dinner in history.
Yeah. And what does that mean for Democrats? Because they've only got 2 billionaires now.
Think about that. And this all happened because of one man. His name's Donald Trump.
Yep.
The Republican Party now has more billionaire donors than any party ever in history.
We need them.
Which is a lot better than Democrats can say. Right now, they are still $16 million in debt, thanks to the failed campaign of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, who spent over $1 billion in just over 100 days. Think about that.
Yeah.
In fact, the only 2 billionaires that Democrats still have donating to Democrats are perhaps 2 of the most evil people alive today, George Soros and Bill Gates.
There you go. Overwhelm them with joy and patriotism and faith. My TV show is Rob Carson's What in the World. It's Saturday on Newsmax at 3, Sunday night at 8:30. Make sure to check it out, newsmaxtv.com, for any listings, where you can find it and all of that stuff. Get the Newsmax app or download or get a Newsmax Plus membership. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Go to travelwithrob.net and look at that trip to D.C. this fall. Do it this weekend, okay? All right? God bless you. America's founded Donald Trump, this glorious president. Our troops are kicking butt in Iran. And until Monday, do not catch the stupid. I love you guys. I'll see you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.